Live from New York, this is the Coffee Club, and I am your host, Felix, and I'm here tonight as I am every night, broadcasting live, and tonight our host is Mark, who will be calling in a few minutes. You know, it's tough. He's visiting Sochi now, looking for the Olympics. So hopefully he'll be calling in any minute. Either that or maybe we'll just give him a call. Let's see if I can give Dr. Mark a call instead. Let's see what kind of connection we get for Dr. Mark. Let's see. All right, we're going to make a phone call, Dr. Mark. Call a guest. 1-516 764. Why did I lose Dr. Mark? This is very strange. Internet radio, blog. Where did I lose him? I am really not having much luck tonight, am I, ladies and gentlemen? As I'm trying to reach Dr. Mark on the phone, but it doesn't seem like I've got anybody on the phone because I believe I lost my Blog Talk Radio. I'm not sure. We will try it again. I'm not sure what's going on here. Let's go back to my studio. And we seem to be still live. So let me try to get a hold of Dr. Mark here again. And hopefully we'll be able to get him this time. And we'll call in. We'll call him now. And hopefully he will answer the phone. Let's go call him and see what happens. Dr. Mark.
Yeah. What number did you call on?
I called from our in-house number, 646-595.
This is a 374 number is coming up. You know, all right, what'd you do?
I have no idea then.
Well, I told them that Spreaker is out, so just do it. Can you do it on Blog Talk? Because I think we're still supposedly signed on.
We're Blog. We're back of Blog as if it's a new show.
As if it's a new show? Still have 2 hours to go?
Well, we could go up to an hour and a half anyway.
That's what I mean. You know, that's what I mean.
Yeah,
all right, look, so
they're not going to cut us off. And I believe
all right, so
now... Excuse me. And I believe if anybody would... I got somebody else calling in. Hold on a second.
Mm-hmm.
You're on the air. And who's calling?
Guys, this is Dan. How you guys doing?
So I don't have to hang up and call up.
No,
you guys. I'm having a hard time finding you guys.
Are we actually on? I don't know.
We just fixed it this second.
Okay, what should I log on to?
Oh, well, you can listen to the show this way. I can just put you on hold if you want. Or,
I like to put in speaker so my family can hear you guys.
You know, what I'd like you to do, Dan, as long as you're experimenting, to see which one works, what I'd like you to do is go on Spreaker. Since we're live from New York.
I missed it. That's what I love about it. That's what I want to hear.
I know. So see if you can get on Spreaker.
I mean, this can only happen to us. Are we broadcasting or not? I have to queue up my photographer from Sochi.
Yeah, well, I believe we are, Dr. Mark. Dr. Mark, I believe we are. And Dan, can you confirm that we're on anything? Or
I'm gonna do it right now. The last, I did everything. I was so frustrated. I was just
no,
want
it
to
was
enjoy
not,
your show. And
none of it. It was not your fault. This was a technical error on my part. Try to do too much.
Well, wait a second. In your defense, and you know I don't come to Felix's defense too often. In your defense, the man got up from a sickbed. Okay, he was dying just a couple of days ago. You couldn't, if you think it's hard to understand Felix on a good day, imagine him with a raspy throat, and he sounded like he had marbles in his mouth. So that's all I'm saying.
Well, that's
you don't have to say more than that. Sorry, Felix. You don't have to say more than that. Let me get on there.
Yeah, well, listen, it really feels good to be on the air. Now, if somebody would let us know if they can hear us anywhere, it would be even better. Can you contact your
Well, I
side?
already told my party that, go to Blog Talk Radio.
Hold on. Don't go anywhere. This is a test, not official. Don't record this. This is a test. Let's see if I hear you guys.
Well, can you just text back your our quality control person and ask us what's going on?
Let me hang up the phone now. Let's
just text back your our quality control person and ask us. Oh, wait a second! I hear us. Where is this on Spreaker?
Yeah, you're on Spreaker right now. This is
certainly not on this.
I'm on Spreaker right now.
Well, then let me tell this person to go on Spreaker.
No, wait a second. No, you know how to go on Blog Radio to test a blog, Mark?
Hey, you're talking to the wrong person here.
All you have to do is go www.blogtalkradio.com, then /CC Radio Network.
Wait. Just wait a second here. Wait a minute.
I'll hang up. I'll call you back. Keep testing, but I'll listen to you guys. Let me show you.
Oh, yeah, please. I also would love to hear from Dr. Don. We're talking about the Olympics and anything else that comes to anybody's mind. If
I'm going to give you,
I
got a lot on my mind, but I'll let you guys work your little technical. I'll listen to you guys. Let's just try to figure out the technical.
And again, right. if you hear anything going strange, please go ahead and text me, even if you're not on the phone. Just give me a text.
I'll call in, but fix some of the things. We'll listen and see what the guys want to talk about. That's all.
Yeah, we're good, but just let us know.
All right, listen, Felix. After /CC Radio Network.
Then just enter.
What?
Enter.
And then enter.
Mhm.
Okay. Wait a second. Let's see if that works. All I know is the people in Russia here think I'm crazy.
Oh, that's good, because you are crazy.
Well, but they don't have to think so. You know, I mean, you know I'm crazy. Some of our loyal listeners know I'm crazy. But, it's like when I was in the Holy Land. You know, I mean, they look at me like I have two heads.
Listen, the Olympics are not till next month. You're supposed to be in the North Pole right now looking for Santa Claus. I don't know what you're doing in Sochi.
Santa Claus? Why Santa Claus?
Because he just left. I figured you'd be able to find him.
He left a week ago.
Yeah, well...
And you know what I found in my stocking? Coal. That's what I found in my stocking.
Oh, you got coal then?
I got coal in my stocking. Now, he knows I'm using natural gas. What good is coal going to do me?
Yeah. Listen, you warm them up, put it in your feet, and it feels good.
Oh, I don't know. All I know is my feet are turning black from the coal. That's all I have to say.
All right. Let's see. I just got a text again. Oh, and he says he cannot hear you. Perfect.
He can or can't?
Cannot hear you.
Oh, well, you see, what did he do, sign on to Spreaker?
Yeah. I'm going to tell him to try. Yeah, he's got. So we know Spreaker's still not working.
But that echo in the background, wasn't that Spreaker?
I have no idea. Anybody listening to us on Spreaker, we're having technical difficulties. Can you please tune in to www.ccradionetwork.com?
You said Blog Talk Radio / CC Radio Network.
There's a few ways.
That's what you told me.
I know, because I tried. All right, it doesn't matter. There's a few ways of doing it. Okay, www.blogtalkradio.com / CC Radio Network. Now, is it working with you?
No.
Have you tried it yet?
Like I said, because I have the screen in front of me. I get the reminder. So I'm just waiting. All I'm doing is hear you both, Mazel Tov. What do you know?
Who's that?
Our faithful listener.
And our faithful listener is on.
They can hear us, yes. They can hear us.
Are they on Spreaker or are they on Blog Talk Radio?
No, they're on Blog Talk Radio.
Okay, good. Before they couldn't. So Blog Talk Radio, thank you very much. It's a success at your end, on our end, for Spreaker. And again, I'm going to keep telling the people on Spreaker, since you can only hear me, because I'm the only one here, please log into www.blogtalkradio.com / CC Radio Network, or log into www.ccradionetwork.com and press listen now. Either way, you're gonna get us, you're gonna get our show, and you'll be able to hear everybody, including our callers. All right. Unfortunately, the Spreaker is just not working the way it's supposed to right now, and we are looking for we keep changing different ways of trying to broadcast so we can get our callers.
We're in Sochi here, and we're looking for a few good men.
Yes,
the problem is, when I say we're looking for a few good men, right away Putin has his soldiers surrounding us, accusing us of being gay. I mean, he's a nut job, this guy.
All right, we got our second one. Here you guys are now on blog, so blog radio is working just fine. So what do we got to say about that?
What do you got to say to that? You got to go into your shtick. Do I have to do everything? I
got no shtick. I'm half asleep. I got no shtick. All I can say is.
No, I don't think that's going to cut it today. I think you got to go right. Yeah, I hear it. It's great. It's putting me to sleep. I love it.
Live
but that's better.
From New York, it is the Coffee Club with your host, Felix.
And from Sochi, Russia, Dr. Mark.
Okay, just returning from a trip to the Holy Land.
They keep me hopping. I was in the Holy Land, and then I was back home, and I was chasing Santa Claus, going back to the North Pole, and now I'm in Russia. I figured while I'm in the North Pole, might as well stop in at Russia. So I'm at Sochi. When can I come home, by the way?
Well, I'm just thinking about it. I think the next thing is you got to go down by the South Pole and look for that Russian ship that's stuck.
No, they've already been picked up. They're on their way home.
Yeah, I know, but I want you to interview the crew that's there, that's staying with the ship.
What on earth for? Hey, listen, I got to put my foot down here. You got me going all over the place. Being an unpaid intern is one thing, but, sending me all over the world here. I mean, I have no more room on my passport.
Listen, you're like Mission Impossible. Should you choose to accept this mission?
Yeah, you're already disavowing any knowledge of me. I know that.
Yeah. When them Russians take you in, and they call me and they say Dr. Mark, and I'm going to say Dr. Who?
Actually, you can't, because that's on BBC, Doctor Who. You'll get sued.
That's true. But I'll tell you, it's nice, relaxing music.
I'm afraid that you're going to fall asleep after all the medication you just took.
Oh. But it feels good.
But anyway, folks, getting back to more serious things at hand, we all know about what happened.
Yeah, we have
I'm
another
talking.
call.
I'm talking.
Well, let me add the caller in while he can listen to you. Go ahead. Don't stop.
Well, bring the caller in.
Caller, you there?
Right.
Are we there? Do
Hello?
We have a caller?
Hello?
Hello? Can you hear
Hello?
us?
You're getting a lot of static.
You're getting static?
A lot of static, yeah.
That's where did he sign on?
I turned off the radio. Did that help any?
No. No, we'll call back. Hello?
You're still getting static
getting a
now?
lot of static. This
Felix,
is Dr. Don calling, but getting a lot of static.
Dr. Don, are you on Spreaker or Blog Talk?
Speaker.
It doesn't matter. He's just calling up. He's just calling up. Doesn't matter what he's listening to.
A lot of static.
You want to call us right back?
Give it another try, okay?
Yeah, call us back.
Okay.
All right.
This is almost going to be like the show that almost never went on the air, remember?
This is like our show with how we usually broadcast on Spreaker. Can't hear you. I can't hear you. Then how the hell are we talking?
I don't know. Forget about all our listeners that we had last week. I think they've already tuned us out.
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't be a bit surprised if people tune in to our show just to see if we're going to go on without any problems at all, because there's always something wrong with this show.
Yeah, I know. They want to see if there's any glitches, hitches, or anything else. But, or do we just give up and not come back? But we never.
Oh, by the way, just as a reminder to you, just to inform you, they did a survey. What one word in 2014 do they not want to hear mentioned at all? 51% of the people said Obamacare. They just don't want to hear that term.
Obamacare, how
no thanks.
Buy
no
Obamacare. Thanks. I once had Obamacare.
Hey, listen.
Yeah.
You could have Obamacare. I don't want to care. Okay? How about that?
Listen, I don't. All I want to have is medical insurance.
I thought all you want for Christmas is your two front teeth. What are you changing?
My two front teeth? Those are gone. Forget it.
Yeah. Don't you have?
Don't I have what?
Don't you have? False teeth?
I've never had a tooth pulled out in my life.
Really?
But don't ask me how many fell out on their own, though.
Oh, okay. Well, anyway, folks, here we are, waiting for Dr. Don to call in, hopefully without any problems. But I think I'm having nicer weather here in Sochi than you guys are in New York, I have to tell you. I heard Oceanside, even in Sochi, I have local weather reports, and it says Oceanside had almost 12.5 inches of snow.
Well, I wouldn't know about that. I forgot to tell you.
Yes, I know. You have no windows where you are. Aren't you in jail or something? Weren't you put away somewhere?
They definitely got me locked up. But right now, I'm in broadcasting from Miami.
Aha, South Beach, no doubt.
No, I'm sick. I'm underwater right now. Yeah.
Well,
South.
actually, I have to tell you, spoke to some people in Florida today, and my wife's aunt happened to say that it was rather cold for them down there today. I said, oh, what was it about? 58, 60? She said it was 68 degrees. I said, we'll take 68 degrees in New York anytime.
Okay, Dr. Mark. Yeah. Before I forget,
That's my name.
Just want to mention something right now. We are technically still broadcasting on the Spreaker. Just want to tell you. So, I mean, if people can hear me, I doubt they can't hear you. So
well,
again, again, we're
Lily Tomlin used to say, "Is this the party to whom I am speaking?" Well,
yeah.
The party to whom I am speaking said they hear us very well on Blog Talk Radio. So, what could I tell you?
Wait a second. Now I'm being told the phones are not working again.
Oh,
which is very strange. Very, very strange.
Well, Felix, I mean, we're gonna have to keep this going between the two of us. Now, remember, I'm not there anymore. I'm in Sochi.
No, we're gonna just. I think I would have solved the problem with one. This is just. This is crazy. What do you mean they're not working again?
Well, what would you like me to do? Hang up again?
No. We're talking fine. Why would I need you to hang up for? We know
I don't know.
We know the phones are working because we're listening to each other. Am I
True.
correct?
That's true. So then why would somebody else have a problem?
Well, that's what we have to figure out. And I am going to go and give it a shot right now. And I think I may know the problem.
Well, you work on that, and I'm going to work the crowd, okay?
All
right,
yeah.
wait a second. Can we get those cameras back a little, please? You know what? Why don't we show the crowd? Everybody take a look. Oh, I forgot. We're on radio, aren't we? They can't see a thing.
Yeah, take some pictures.
I
see the two pictures you sent us of sushi flashing on the.
Well, that's it's multitasking. I don't do multitasking.
And I also see that hotel that you're staying at. It looks pretty nice.
No, it's a youth hostel. What are you talking about? I got the senior rate. It's a youth hostel.
And you got the senior rate?
I got a mattress on the floor, and there's a bathroom, a mattress on the floor of my room, and then there's a bathroom on the floor that I have to share with everybody else. So,
all right, go ahead and 646-575-3275. I am going to tell.
I think you better slow it down a little. It's I don't think. Let me give them the number, okay? Rest your voice.
No, it may not be working. That's the problem, ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen, listen to me. I'm not going to steer you wrong, okay?
No, I'm just telling. They're telling us now that the hear is just fine, but we can't. But the phone calls are not. They can't come in. So I'm going to tell them to go ahead and give it a try again, because now here we go. They're calling
back. Smoke signals. I keep telling you, smoke signals.
No, they're not.
Smoke signals work every time.
Yeah, I know.
Anyway, now that you've all seen the crowd, okay, hey, put the camera on me, okay? Me. I'm the one that's talking, okay? In any event.
Well, listen, I know about that little helper you got this, so I'm sure the camera's right on her right now.
No, not really, but in any event, ladies and gentlemen, if you've read the papers, if you've watched TV, you know that there were two horrific suicide bombers in Volgograd in Russia, 400 miles from Sochi, that Vladimir Putin is very much worried about the security. Okay, in fact, oddly enough, he's talking to security people from the United States in order to try to hone in on the security in Russia. Okay, so if Russia and the United States can get it together, why can't the Democrats and Republicans? But that's for another show. Actually, that's for every show. That's for every show. What could I tell you? But the bottom line is, will our athletes be safe? Will they feel safe if they go outside of the Olympic community? Okay. Is the government, is the government going to provide security for them, or are they, basically, are they going to be confined to the Olympic community and not going outside of the Sochi area? It's really terrible. So we sort of thought, bottom line, what do you have to think about this? Do you think that it's going to be safe? I mean,
I don't know.
The beep you hear is me.
Well, you're beeping, huh? You know what? I'm going
What? You realize it's after 10 o'clock?
Yes.
And I have news for you. If we can't take any calls,
no.
Voice,
we're not going to take any calls. What we're going to do?
We're going to wrap it up by 10:30.
I'm going to probably sooner than that.
Because the bottom line is, how many times can I repeat the same thing over and over?
I know.
Again?
And I wonder why we can't get calls.
Didn't you pay the phone bill? I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like that sound. You're stalling for time. If you would have sent it out, you'd give me a resounding yes.
You want a resounding yes?
Well, I want you to tell me the truth.
Oh. Then you don't want to resound.
Wait a second. You can't handle the truth. That's your problem. You can't handle the truth.
That's it. What I'm going to do is I just asked Dr. Don if there's a number I could call him, and let me see if that works. Because he's telling me he's getting some kind of voicemail. I have no voicemail. How can he be calling me in with a voicemail?
Now that could also become a problem in Russia. If you didn't pay the phone bill, and when I quote that movie, You Can't Handle the Truth, okay, that's from A Few Good Men. Bottom line is, Putin's going to arrest me. He's going to say I'm gay because I'm talking about A Few Good Men.
Yeah,
the man is crazy. He's nuts. Hey, listen, at least I'm smart enough not to bare my chest while I'm riding on a horse. That's all I have to say.
Well,
There's nothing that anybody wants to see. There's nothing that anybody wants to see. Trust me.
All I can say is if you're actually in Russia,
you sent me here. You sent me here. You don't know where I am?
Then I wouldn't be discussing.
Somehow I get the feeling that we're not part of NBC, CBS, ABC, CNN, ESPN. So we're not on any cable network. So the bottom line is I don't think he really cares one way or the other what I say. I don't think he's following me, which is a good thing.
So you think we're not big shots, huh?
Well, I guess not big enough to warrant...
Hello?
Hello?
Hello? Hello, this is Earth to Dr. Mark. Earth to Dr. Mark.
Don. Yes, even in Sochi I can hear you.
Oh, my Lord. Hey, great to talk with you. Good Lord, we've been trying for at least over an hour to try to reach you.
Yeah, I know. I don't know what's going on.
I have to tell you, you sound great. You sound nice and loud and clear.
Terrific. I'm so impressed that you're there in Sochi. I have so many questions I want to ask you about what it's like being there.
Well, I get a few stares every now and then. I can't help but look American. But even the Russians
Jewish American.
Yes, a Jewish American.
Oh, good Lord.
So that's even tougher,
Yeah.
I understand why they're staring. It's Friday night, and I asked for the nearest synagogue. Okay.
Oh God.
And need I say more? But I am going to visit Volgograd where those two bombs went off. That's really where I want to be because if anything...
If I were you, I wouldn't go there. With that stomach of yours, they're going to think you're hiding something in it.
Well, but the thing is, you see, I'm a newsman, and I have to go where the news is. And if that's where the news is, I have to put my life on the line. I mean, if it was a hurricane or a blizzard, I'd be in the middle of that because Felix never budges from his little room. As the intern, I get sent all over the place. So, I mean, he sent me on some concocted journey to look for Santa Claus, of all things. I mean, really,
listen, you couldn't have found him there because he's here.
Listen,
well, I should have.
Look.
I should have found Santa Claus because this is the second year in a row that I found coal in my stocking. I try to be so good. And he gives me coal. What good is that? I told him I use natural gas to heat my house. Coal's not going to do me any good.
Yeah. Hey, seriously, well, I'm curious of what it was like to get into Russia. I mean, was it security? What was it like to go from another country?
No problem at all. I told them I knew Edward Snowden, and they let me right in.
Good for you. But, of course, you won't get out,
Well, you're right about that. But you see,
what can we send you for lunch? I mean, what would you like?
Hey, listen, I don't care where I am. I don't like borscht. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm an all-American. If I can't have a cheeseburger, fries, and a soda, then just give me peanut butter and jelly. Something like that with a cold glass of milk, and that's perfect.
I'm with Felix, actually, in terms of being careful, because I think the safest place in Russia right now is Sochi.
Probably is.
I think the safest place is because what we're hearing here, that the security is so effective, and no place is totally positive, but totally absolute. But Sochi, according to what Putin was saying on the news for us, that's going to be a very, very secure, safe place. It's outside. And I think earlier when I was listening to what you were saying is that our Olympic athletes have to be very careful if they're going to be traveling outside.
I agree 100%. And you weren't on when I guess you were trying to get us at the time, but Felix and I were conversing. We actually do every now and then. And I happened to say to him that what did I want to say? I'm having a senior moment. Give me some time here.
I have that all the time. But I think, they have to be very careful. In the backdrop of our discussion, and you alluded to that last week, was the Munich massacre, where
that's right.
That wasn't even outside. That was within the Olympic
that was within the
environment.
That's right. That was in the hotel.
Exactly.
I mean, they actually got into their room and managed to secure a bus to take them to the airport.
Right.
Okay, I mean, this is what we were watching for like almost 24 hours. I mean, it was unbelievable.
Yeah.
But you're right about Sochi being the safest place.
In Russia
now I remember. I saw on one of my, dare I say, liberal news programs that Putin was getting information and working with American security as far as how he should be conducting, and what he should be doing as far as laying out the security for all of the guests that are going to be coming to Sochi.
Right.
I mean, he called on 40,000 troops to be patrolling. Wow. I mean, it's almost like you're going to Israel. Forget about Israel. It's like you're coming to New York, and you're taking the railroad, and you're at 42nd Street and Times Square before you get up from the trains, and you see the police with the submachine guns, whatever it is. It's unfortunate, but it becomes a natural occurrence now. I mean, I remember when my wife said that the first time she went to Israel, she said, it was a real scary thing because they didn't land, and now this goes back to the 70s, early 70s. She said they did not go to any one terminal. The planes would land, you would deplane, they would put you on a bus, ride around the airport for a while, and then bring you into a terminal, and on the catwalk you would see actual Israeli soldiers patrolling with submachine, well, whatever the machine gun was at the time, I don't know, with guns. You know, that's what it looked like.
Yeah. What's it feel like being in Sochi? I mean, you feel comfortable, or is there any awkward moments or uncomfortable moments?
No, not really. They have McDonald's, they have Burger King, so I feel right at home.
Yeah,
you know, I mean, capitalism has come to Russia, so what can I say? The only difference is they ask me in Russian if I want to supersize my meal, and I don't really understand that too well. What can I tell you? And they didn't even supply me with a translator. Could you imagine?
You know what your problem is? You didn't learn Russian Sign Language before you left.
You know, I should have. In fact,
darn you. Well, I'm really impressed that you're there. And
the number you have dialed has not been recognized. Please try again.
Uh-oh.
You see that?
I got some kind of, something.
I heard that too.
Recognized.
They don't recognize me in Sochi.
What happened? What happens? The Russians are bugging your phone calls?
Yeah, they're bugging a phone call.
No. Edward Snowden told me that's the NSA.
That's the NSA,
I mean,
right?
The woman did speak in English, didn't she?
She did. Absolutely.
That's the NSA.
NSA.
You know,
unbelievable.
I got something to hide here.
I kept telling them they gotta let us know. We need when they're listening because we need the listeners. I said every listener counts, even the NSA.
Well, Go ahead.
The number you have dialed has not been recognized. Please try again.
Well, of course they wouldn't recognize the number. It's an American number. Why would they recognize it?
At least we didn't get cut off. We didn't get cut off, at least.
Well, don't hold your breath. One never knows. Yeah. You know, but you will keep this. Yes.
You know what I'm curious about? To get into a little deeper issue is. Obviously, this whole thing about the bombing in Volgograd had a lot to do with the Chechen issue, and the Islamic state that they want to have. I'm not really articulate about what's going on about that. I mean, is this a real insurgency for independence?
Well, it's almost a throwback to Sarajevo and Bosnia, between the Muslim extremists, and everybody else. Yes, I would have to say yes to that.
They want to have their own. They want to have their own state. In other words.
Hey, listen, I want to be free too. I tell that to Felix all the time, but he keeps sending me somewhere. You know, I have no say as to where I go. You know, all I want for Christmas is to come home.
Okay, let's.
No, listen, Dr. Don, do you remember that song back in the folk days, Charlie on the MTA? You know, I couldn't get off the train. Here I am, it's like I'm in Boston, and I can't get off the MTA. So I'm in Russia, and I can't get an exit visa, you know.
How long are you going to stay there?
Well, I'm here now. I'd like to stay through the Olympics, so that's 5 weeks, and then another, 2.5 weeks after that. So let's say about 2 months, February into March.
Really? You're going to stay there that long? Wow.
Well, I don't know. Edward Snowden's been here for forever, practically.
Yeah, but somebody's paying for him. But the Russians are paying for him. Who's paying for you?
Exactly.
Felix, are you paying for me?
No.
Oh,
what do you
shit!
mean, no?
I got it. Oh, boy.
This is a working assignment, Felix. What do you mean you're not paying for me?
I told you to go. Well, like instead of going to hell, I told when I got mad at you, I said, go to Sochi. I said, I didn't literally need you to go there.
Well, I'm a very literal person.
I didn't want to get into the middle of a feud. I was just curious.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up, Dr. Don. I might have to come home. I might have to cut my visit short. Hey, listen, either that or they're going to send me to a gulag because I can't pay my bill.
Gulag, right. I
can't pay my bill.
By the way, that wouldn't be so bad because you get free meals, housing and all that. That wouldn't be so bad. I would worry about the hard labor, but aside from that, you'd be free to do nothing.
I believe. Wait a second. I believe you're right because if I come back to New York, to 12.5 inches or 15 inches of snow, it's the same thing as being in Siberia. So I might as well stay where I am already.
I would stay there because you're probably better off. We're freezing never mind what we're freezing. But anyway, it's cold here.
You're allowed to say butts.
That's cold, yeah. Hey, listen, I'll let you go, but please, I'm very curious as to
Don, wait a second. Dr. Don, when you use the phrase "let me go," it scares me because I get the feeling like they're holding me here. Right now I think I'm free. Okay, don't give me that false sense of security. I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying, but okay. So I'll let you go.
Dr. Don, I'm going to ask you a question. We've been kidding around. Do you think the Olympics should go on where they are? Do you think they should?
Of course. Of course. Hey, listen, our athletes. You know what an Olympic athlete trains? He or she trains for years.
Of course they do.
Of course
they train for years, and I think the security there is. Listen, what do I know? But my impression is security is going to be great, good there, as good as it can be. I just worry that if some of these athletes decide, let's go to Moscow, let's go to Stalingrad.
Well, you know what worries me though. I mean, Brian Boitano said, and you hear this from every Olympic athlete. The Olympics are supposed to be above politics. It's about athleticism at its peak, at its highest. Okay, the competitors shake hands. It's almost like the end of a hockey game, after a playoffs when they shake hands and everything. Okay, that's what it should be. And the bottom line is there were many people back in 1980 who felt that Carter made the wrong decision by not 80, 70... 78,
was it?
So, yeah.
When the black athletes raised their hands in the defiance, is that what you're talking about?
I'm talking about when the Iranians held our Americans hostage for a year and a day. Okay. As a protest. And when it's very difficult to tell, like you just said, an athlete who's trained his or her entire life for something, and they're told that this is their one shot, and then we're not going. Who are you hurting?
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. Do you remember? And I'm going back now, probably maybe before your time, when Jim Thorpe was it Jim Thorpe?
Yes.
The athlete in 1936.
They stripped him of all of his medals.
Yeah. Yeah,
because
remember that? But the issue was he after he trained so many years, he said, "Well, I don't know whether Hitler's going to be there, and I don't know whether America should send him there." And the poor freaking guy was training for years, and he said, "I got to go to the Olympics," and I guess it was in Berlin Olympics.
Well, that's when Jesse Owens
39.
Also,
I'm sorry, 39. I think it was 39.
No, it's got to be an even number.
36? 36.
Yeah.
I was born. Yeah, okay. 36.
And that was when Marty Glickman was told at the very last minute that he was being scratched.
Yeah.
For somebody else, and Glickman knew that the only reason was because he was Jewish. Okay.
Yeah.
And then you have when Jesse Owens won his medals and everything.
Jesse Owens won the medals, right? 36.
And
right.
and Hitler refused to shake his hand.
Shake his hand.
Exactly.
particularly Hitler thinking about the Aryan race being a superior race, right? The Superman.
That was it. And who was he? And who did they lose to? A black man, of all things, an American black man. It was a terrible thing. You know.
Did you ever see the movie Jim Thorpe? By the way.
Yes,
Jim
I
Thorpe,
did.
Burt Lancaster.
How at the very end, I mean, it was embarrassing because at the very end, he was doing carnivals.
Yeah.
He was making personal appearances dressed as an Indian. Okay.
Yeah, he was stripped of his medals,
It was terrible.
You know why he was do you remember why he was stripped of his medals?
Yes, because at one time he took a job and was paid, and they said that meant that he was not
he was professional.
An amateur athlete. He was a professional, exactly.
Professional. He played while he was in college. He played to make extra money to help pay for his college. He played baseball.
Right.
And he got paid, and they came back to college and so forth. Then they found out that he was paid. Once you're paid, you're professional.
And it's ironic, but you talk about the Russians. The Russian athletes were always developed by the state, and if they were married, they were always put in housing. They always got a stipend. The hockey team, they were all professionals, and it was a joke that the Americans were using amateurs because that's what it should be. And that was the whole thing. That was why when the American hockey team in 1960 and 1980, they were still college kids.
Kids.
And when they beat the Russians, it was like the greatest thing in the world.
Because they were professional. Russians were professional.
Exactly. I understand their coach back in 1980. I think he wound up in Siberia somewhere.
Hey, Dr. Mark, I'm going to let you go. How's that?
Okay.
I'm going to let you go and free you, okay?
Thank you. I need that.
Hey, Dr. Mark.
Listen, if it's Friday, if I'm going to be okay, I'll be broadcasting with Felix on Monday. If you don't hear from me, start a collection.
I'll get a
That's
fund.
all I could say. Get a fund going.
The Dr. Mark Fund, the Freedom Dr. Mark Fund, all right?
Free Dr. Mark, exactly.
Free Dr. Mark,
exactly.
all right.
Thank you so much.
Hey,
be well, and we'll be interested in your experiences.
Hey, Dr.
If they ask me, I could write a book.
Oh, you'll be able to.
Hey, Dr. Don.
Wait, Dr. Don?
Yeah.
Remember when we were talking about Abraham?
Oh, yeah.
My friend from Florida sent me a book by Bruce Feiler called Abraham.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with that?
Yeah, I read it long time. It came
Is
out
that the
years
one?
ago.
Okay, I know.
Yeah.
It's an old book. In fact, I have a complaint about him. I thought he bought me this book, and it was brand new, and I noticed the pages are yellow already.
Oh,
so,
yeah,
I
read it years ago, and it was excellent. Excellent.
I was very disappointed that my friend sent me a used book. I mean, really.
Shame on him.
Shame on him is right, but I'm going to be reading this over the weekend.
At least he's sending you a very good book.
Well, thank you. I will tell him that.
Hey, Dr. Don, I have one more question for you.
Okay.
Tell if you speak to Dan, tell him he was dialing the wrong number.
He was dialing the wrong number. Okay. I see him occasionally, so I'll let him know.
Yeah, he was dialing. I think.
Okay, I'll tell him.
He's dialing 575.
Yeah. All right. Once again, Happy New Year to both of you.
Happy and healthy. Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
Again Monday. Hopefully Monday. Bye bye.
Yes.
Good night.
Bye bye.
Well,
Good night.
I think Felix. I know I'm going to say it, and you're going to tell me no. Wait, we'll probably wind up getting at least one more call, and sure enough, Dan is going to wind up calling. But I think we've exhausted our time.
No, I think we got one more call coming.
Well, even if we do get one more call, they can't go beyond 30 minutes. So he's got a time limit.
We got 31
11
minutes.
o'clock.
We got 30 minutes left in the show.
That's what I said.
Yeah, very good.
That's what I said.
I know. For some reason... I don't know what the reason is. I think Mr. Dan the Man has been trying, just texting me. He's trying to reach me.
Well, I got another. You said he was dialing the wrong number.
Yeah.
A friend of mine. Remember my friend who called up from San Diego a long time ago, Chuck?
Yep.
And that was the show that wasn't broadcast.
Right.
And obviously I think that's why he hasn't called. But the bottom line is something was happening, and he was in Jersey at the time, and he told his friend, dial 911. And the guy said, there's no 11 on the phone. Would you believe that? An educated man actually said that? Hello?
Well, yeah, I'm listening. I can't believe it. I can't believe an uneducated man would say that.
Probably because an uneducated man wouldn't say that. There's no 11. What could I tell you? In any event, okay.
Well, we're
Dan, here we go.
What is this now? Okay.
Well, answer.
I know. I can't believe that. Hello.
Hello, you're on the air.
I'm on here?
You're on the air. Listen, if Muhammad can't come to the mountain...
Oh, this is crazy. You guys... I do listen to Dr. Don and you guys. Their numbers are... The phone number is messed up for that number you gave to call in.
Well, either way, if Muhammad can't come to the mountain will come to Muhammad. Or whatever the expression is.
Hey, wait a second. Are you saying that we're as big as mountains? I mean, speak for yourself.
How are you there? All right? Everything good?
Yeah, it's good. Other than the snow, everything's great.
Yeah, I'm listening. We had quite a few listeners for our last show. Very few live, but quite a few. And I'm waiting for some of these listeners to actually listen to our show and call in.
Well,
I mean,
Felix, you're talking about live listeners. I mean,
yeah.
you know where your first mistake was. You broadcast in a cemetery. Who's alive in a cemetery? You talk about live listeners. Come on.
I'm broadcasting on a blog talk radio. You know what a blog is? A blog is you're supposed to listen. Just go on and listen anytime you want. That's the point of a blog, I guess. So we are a blog.
If you guys don't mind, I don't want to talk about the Olympics.
You don't?
Oh,
well,
good.
That's all right.
No.
Hey, Mark, come back to New York then.
No, I can't. That's if they let me go. I told you. I've been hanging out with Edward Snowden. I mean.
How's he doing?
He's doing better than me.
Better than me too.
I mean, he's got a plush hotel room. I mean, granted, he has a guard around him, outside. But the bottom line is, I mean, the guy's got caviar, and they send up food all the time. I don't know about clothes. I mean, to me, he's always wearing that same schmata that he ran away in, But
Dr. Mark, I don't think he's free though. I don't think he's free at all.
Yeah,
he's not walking around. Let's put it that way. But
right. He's got caviar, maybe.
He's a lot freer there than he would be if he came back. Let's put it that way.
Oh yeah.
Well, I agree with you on that. Yes, correct.
His hotel room will definitely not be the same.
You're right about that. You're right. I mean,
Snowden's a whole other discussion. Maybe next week. Another next week topic, Snowden. But it's traitor or a hero,
Yeah.
Well, that could also be the topic of a show.
Traitor or hero.
We already have the topic for Monday. Okay.
Which is?
Well, I don't know, Felix. You want to? Should we divulge our topic so far ahead of time?
You can, because I don't remember what you said. So, if you want to remind me, you will divulge it.
Colorado. Does that ring a bell?
Ooh. Manja, man. No, that's not Manja. What? Colorado? You mean
Well, it could be the Stephen King's, the Colorado Kid.
Don't they have really good steak there? Really good beef in Colorado?
No. Where do you get this from?
Oh, okay.
I think all those pills you're taking are going to your head.
No, it's all that ganja, man. All that ganja. Oh, that's my medicine of choice right now.
Yeah, well, that's probably why I probably won't come home by Monday, because if they do let me exit Sochi, I'm off to Colorado to cover the stories in Colorado Monday. You don't remember?
Listen, I'm having way too much ganja to remember things.
The legalization of marijuana.
That's what you guys are saying. Next topic is marijuana conversation. And that's a good topic to talk about.
But next Friday we could very well discuss. It's been in the papers and on the news now for the last few days. The New York Times, in an editorial, even said clemency should be granted to Snowden so that he can come back and, not only tell us, exactly what he has divulged, from the NSA, but work with the NSA and try to curb whatever it is, spying, really, listening in on conversations. I mean, I don't know. So, but the problem is there are Democrats and Republicans. You talk about bipartisanship in government. There are Democrats and Republicans who don't want that to happen, okay? So it's going to be a war between the media and the politicians. But that's for next Friday. Right now we're talking about whatever you want to talk about, Dan.
Wait a second.
Let's put Snowden on. We'll put Snowden and marijuana as the next two topics.
Ganja, man, ganja. Give me some more ganja.
I don't. Okay, so Snowden and marijuana are the next two topics. I don't smoke pot, but I think it should be legalized. But that's the next topic.
Well,
what I want to talk about was the.
Listen, if you must know the truth, okay, I really think that Felix got a delivery of some special stuff from Colorado today, because I think he's been taking deep puffs lately. I mean, just listen to him all night. But what can I say? I'm here in Sochi, so I can't really say.
Well, that ganja is very good for you. It make you feel better.
I think you guys might be doing that now.
Not me. I know better than to smoke in Russia. Okay, it's a. They watch me as it is. So I mean, I got to be very careful here.
Yeah, I don't think Putin will be very happy with you.
You better watch out when you come back, since you've seen Snowden. You might have some visitors from the NSA.
That's okay. That's fine with me, I mean, but anyway, you said something about the post office, Dan?
Well, you were close. Halfway there. That was the snowstorm we just had.
Oh, the snowstorm.
Yeah, no, I cannot believe that Nassau, Suffolk County, Cuomo shut down the Long Island Expressway. Over 5. Never heard of that.
Well, unfortunately, I think for one woman who traveled the southern state, I think they should have closed down the southern state, because some woman lost control of her car and smashed into a tree, and her car burst into flames, and she was killed. And that's not a joke.
Yes.
No.
But what was a joke is closing the LIE. There were plenty of cars traveling on it when it was closed.
I mean, Mark, do you think it's a good thing to close down the Long Island Expressway, the major artery for everyone to live in?
I will tell you that News 12, for those that have Cablevision, Optimum, they showed
that Russia too.
They showed the LIE, before they closed, with the snow and everything, and it was terrible. And then they showed it during rush hour at like 7 in the morning, 8 in the morning. And the streets were clean, the roads were clean. They managed to plow everything, So I think as far as people who actually had to make it into work today and use their cars, and they traveled the LIE, they did them a great service.
But also, Mark, you have to realize something. At the time when they said it was closed, there was nobody enforcing that closure, and cars were driving the whole time. They were showing pictures of people driving on the LIE both ways.
Well, I'm only reporting. Look, I'm in Sochi. What do you want from me? I have to tell you what happened on Long Island?
All I'm saying is, they said they closed it, but they said trucks and cars were driving on it the whole time. There was no way for them to enforce it because they had nobody stopping. They didn't close the entrances over here.
Well, you see, that's just like trying to enforce the marijuana laws in Colorado. What can I tell you? You know. But we'll talk about that next week.
Well, I heard on the news, like you said, Channel 12 News or whatever channel I was listening to, there's a misdemeanor fine and also a fee and a misdemeanor charge if you got caught driving on the LIE during the snowstorm. How crazy is that?
Well, you're lucky. Well, as a misdemeanor, you know something? You know what most people would say? At least it's not points against my license. I think it would have, let's face it, the only thing, while paying a fine, I mean, these things can be very expensive. By the time they finish with surcharges and everything, and, the economy's bad, not everybody has the money, but the bottom line is, if you were to ask people, they would say, at least I don't get points on my license, because I think that's what everybody really worries about. No, let's face it. If you're going to be driving on something like the LIE or the thruway upstate where it's two lanes and you got these trucks barreling down on you and the snow's coming down, I mean, you're literally taking your life in your hands. So I mean, how stupid does one have to be? Oh,
I agree. I'm sure you saw news all day today because we're all stuck at home, couldn't go to work. I mean, I thought with obviously our new mayor, de Blasio, it was funny. The whole film crews were out there watching him, film him shovel his own sidewalk and driveway.
You know what I thought was even funnier?
I know what you're going to say, but go ahead.
No, what?
That the police guard was in the booth. I say that's what's funny.
No. I was going to say that, his son Dante goes to Brooklyn Tech, my alma mater, and he is, I believe, a junior. And all his friends were were IMing him and Facebook messaging him to find out if school was going to be open today because his father's the mayor. So he said, I'll do some lobbying, but, and then his mother chimed in and said, well, she took a picture and posted it on Facebook of a shovel, and she said, if Dante's going to be home from school, this is what he's going to be using tomorrow, shoveling out. And I really thought that was really bringing humor back to, even though it's not City Hall, it was their own private residence in Brooklyn, the fact that, no one else is going to do it for them, I mean, you do it yourself. And de Blasio even shoveled a little bit, it's almost like Bloomberg riding the trains, to get from one place to another rather than take a limo,
Right.
I wouldn't say that much.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think he just did that, like a photo op, rubbed it in Bloomberg's face, and also Chris Christie did the same thing. He was traveling on vacation, and Bloomberg was away too, the last snowstorm we had. So he's able to shovel away and go dressed up nicely, shoveling his sidewalk. It was so funny, but
it's almost as funny, if you could remember this. I think it's before your time, though. Almost as funny as Ed Koch riding a camel in Israel, and he sees a bunch of New Yorkers because they know that that's the mayor, and he says his favorite line, "Hey, how am I doing?" That was his line when he was the mayor of New York. He would always say, "How am I doing?" So here he was in Israel riding a camel, talking to New Yorkers, and he says, "How am I doing?" What can I say?
It was before my time, but it's a funny one though. But well, anyway, I just thought it was funny with that whole thing because I heard the news. I don't know what channel I heard it on. How even the weather affects politics so much, as far as you get more votes and whatnot. Just how you handle weather, the storms that come and all that stuff. But I smiled when I saw him shoveling his driveway, all dressed up, all fancied up, shoveling snow. It's so funny.
Who was that?
No, No, the Blasio. It was funny seeing them all dressed up and shoveling snow and.
Who, de Blasio? He wasn't dressed up at all. He was wearing his
his overcoat, a nice scarf on, and all that.
When they showed him, when I saw it, he was wearing his mayor's office windbreaker, and he was shoveling a little. And then at his press conference,
it just looks so played out. I mean, look, I'm not bashing the guy. I think he's hopefully done a good job for the city.
Cory Booker did the same thing last year during the snow, if I recall correctly. He got out there in Newark and he started shoveling some snow.
He did it this year also.
It's a good photo op.
It was a great photo op. It's great. I like them. It's funny.
You know what my problem is? Here I am in Sochi, right? They're taking great pictures of me. In fact, they're really, if you want to know the truth, I really think the KGB is still around because there are some people that are really eyeing me here. But the bottom line is I see cameras snapping, they're looking at me, and they're taking great shots of me, but I'm on the radio. Nobody could see this. I'm on Spreaker, I'm on the computer. Nobody could see me.
Are they putting any kind of numbers in front of you when they're taking the pictures?
Well, they may number all the pictures, but no, none of them are mugshots. I think, you see, they're smart. They'll come in the middle of the night and arrest me, all right? They're not going to do it in front of people, so what can I tell you?
All right, guys, anyway, look, I know your time is now, so I think the next topics we have picked already, so we'll talk more about it next week, I guess.
Sounds good to me, Dan. Listen, you have a great weekend and have a happy and healthy New Year.
You too, guys.
All right.
Thank you for calling in. Good night.
You got it. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Felix.
Yes.
Even here in Sochi, I miss some of our usual sound effects. For sure, like I said, I'm here in hostile territory. Where's my protection? Where are the guard dogs? There's no barking.
I know. I don't know where they went. They've been hiding since the snow started.
Well, it's I really could have used them today.
Well,
I guess we're just gonna have to sign off and tell people that we will see them hopefully on Monday.
You know what we'll do instead? We'll see everybody on Monday. And you know what I say about this show, don't you?
See, that one you found, huh?
It was just...
That one you found. Okay.
Yeah,
but anyway...
Tough show.
I have to tell you, folks, Felix's voice, instead of getting worse, is coming back to him now. So I think by Monday, Felix is going to be back at work. Everything's going to be fine.
And I think what we're gonna do now, ladies and gentlemen, and I don't know if Mr. Mark is going to concur with me, but I believe when we broadcast live, we're going to be only broadcasting live on Blog Talk Radio, and we will be putting in pre-broadcasted blogs on what do you call it, Dave? That place on Spreaker. So
I think what we should do from now on is upload it when we're done. Upload it to Spreaker so that those people who want to listen on Spreaker can do that on the podcast. But otherwise, we will send it out on Blog Talk Radio. I think that would be the best thing.
Because I believe right now we are at this time probably have a larger audience of Blog Talk Radio, and I'm still going to try to figure out a way to make Spreaker work.
Listen, I do have a request, Felix.
Yes.
You know how we are the Coffee Party Network, the Coffee Club, and we usually play a very special song by Patti Smith. Okay, but in view of the fact that I am here in Sochi, Russia, I don't think it's going to go over pretty well if you say people have the power. Okay?
No.
So do me a favor and don't play that song.
No,
okay?
not tonight. But
Thank you for honoring my request.
You
okay?
got it, sir. All
right, Felix. Listen, have a good weekend. Rest up.
Yep.
I expect something online very soon, so I can mail it out to my listeners. Okay.
Yep. All right.
Be well.
You know what I just had tonight? Between all the medicine that I had for my cold, I just had ginger ale and I put a little bit of scotch in it.
Oh, you're hitting that bottle again, huh?
That was wonderful. I will tell you that. Ginger ale and scotch after you take cough. All the cough medicine.
Didn't I tell you one of Ellen's favorite remedies is hot tea with scotch, put on a sweatsuit, sweat it out, and go to sleep. But now you're much better now. So I mean, you sound like the old Felix.
No, I'll tell you the truth. I did not feel like the old Felix. I still feel pretty rotten.
Well, then if I were you, like I said, just rest.
Excuse me.
You just rest, okay?
You got it, sir, and thank you for giving us your time tonight.
Well, my pleasure. I know I said a lot of things about Russia and Sochi and you and sending me here. The one thing, of course, I'm sorry about is that I didn't get an expense account, but I will try to get back, to the States by Monday. I may not be in New York. I might be in Colorado, but just so you know,
all right,
that remains to be seen, okay?
You got it.
All right. Have a good one, Felix.
Thank you very much. We'll talk to you. All right, well, have a good night, ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much.
Have a wonderful night, everybody, and we'll talk to you on Monday, everybody. Thank you very much, and good night.